What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you kind of a sneak peek, a look at what Geprc might release in the coming months. There's a lot of you out there who are huge fans of the Cinelog35 V2. This one came originally with DJI 03 on there, and now it's 2025, so we should be moving on to the 04 with a lot of these different quads. There are some issues with tuning and kind of guys wondering if this tune is going to work out with the 04 on there. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it on there, I'm going to fly it for you guys, and I'm going to fly it the DJI 04 with the stock tune on the Cinelog35 V2. So without further ado, let's go ahead outside. Let's do some flying and talking about how that transition made it out to the field and how it performed on my Cinelog35 V2. And I'll share it with you now, and we'll talk about it as we're flying. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and let's get this quad up in the air. Let me show you what it looks like. I know there's not a lot of examples of this out there, so it's just kind of something I've been wanting to do in between reviewing new stuff for you guys. So right now I'm in stabilize mode, and the video was looking pretty good. Like this first 30 seconds, you know, what you can do is you can make this video full screen if you're watching this on your TV and just kind of look for any type of jello or artifacts that you're seeing on the screen. And you know, one of the things I love about the DJI 04 system is the motion blur. When you get close to the ground, you can really see it, and that just looks really neat to me. I do like that. The detail, the dark to light transition coming out from under the trees, it is noticeable to me, but then again, so it was noticeable on GoPro as well. And it does have some pretty good cloud definition. Off in the distance, you can kind of see the definition of the clouds. And here's what we're going to try to do: a couple flips, do a quick roll back under this tree. Let's go up and do one more. Add a spin in there. And you know, I didn't see a lot of problems with that, and that's where you're going to see some of the issues with vibrations. And I'm really not getting that with the stock tune a lot. Now, I've been flying this for a handful of batteries, testing this for you guys, and I did see that one of the dives or back over the trees that I did, there was some shudder, and that was in my goggles view, not necessarily what you might see here. And you know, what you're looking at right here is Rocksteady 2.0, so this is what you can expect if you're using Rocksteady 2.0. And the reason that I turned it on is because I wanted to see what my end result would be with this system. So let's go back to the bench. Let's talk about it. So I think overall the transition to the 04 on the Cinelog35 V2 went pretty well. The build is not that hard. The camera cable for the 04 does reach from where it mounts in right here to the front. And what's also good news for you guys is the fact that this camera system pretty much will mount right in place where these TPU mounts are, and kind of this camera grommet system. So all of that worked out, which is really good news. And I didn't have a whole lot of problem with placement up inside here. The footprint of the 04 VTX fits pretty much in place with this, and I was able to get a couple different bolts through here. I took a few off because I'm about to remove this to move it on to another project, but it will bolt in place on both sides here. So you can use a little piece of VHB, and you can take it in and out quite easily. You can also get it in here so that your USB port fits up with this port right here to be able to get your USB-C cable in there. So that worked out pretty good too. As far as the flying, it is nice that this has a really nice, beautiful camera look inside the DJI 3 goggles. It looked great. I didn't see a lot of jello. I did see some shudder coming back around from some of those kind of deeper loops over top of the treetops and things like that. So I wouldn't say that there's no shudder in it. There is some shudder. It's not 100% perfect, but again, I flew the stock tune for you guys so you could see how this camera system was going to react to 3.5-inch props, you know, versus what you saw a couple weeks ago with the 3-inch setup. So if you're wanting to, if you're on the fence about, you know, you have one of these and you want to upgrade it to the 04, I think it would be worthwhile to do that. We may be able to come out with a tune for it and release it to our Google Documents for the community to just add it to yours if you're going to make that upgrade for your 35 V2. And again, I do think it's worth it because I think the camera system is beautiful, and I really do like the way that the motion blur looks on the 04 out of the box. You can make this upgrade for about $200 right now, street price on the 04 systems, or you can just go for something that's already set up. And this one did pretty well. This one's also a lot quieter than the 35 V2. This one is a lot louder out in the field. There's just a lot more surface area on these props, and quite a bit more wingspan on this one. But as far as freestyle goes, this one will freestyle better, in my opinion, than the 3. And this one's going to get away with a lot of those real estate indoor shots. So depending on what you want to do, if you just want to rip and have an acro trainer, this one is cool for starting out before you get like a 5-inch and you wanted something that had prop guards. They're reasonably durable, and you know, you can take a crash and it's not hard to get into. You release the motors, the prop guards, and you get straight to the flight controller to be able to add receivers and things like that. And I added a receiver on this one. I'm flying my Gem X receiver on there from Geprc. You can see I got 2 antennas. One is 915 and one is 2.4. And again, you can fly up to about a 6S 1550 on this. You can also fly some type of decased camera system like a GoPro, or you can even fly a full-size GoPro on this one. I wouldn't really recommend flying a full-size GoPro on the 3-inch so much because you're going to eat up a whole ton of battery time. But this one's capable. But with 04, honestly, I feel like I'm needing my GoPro like less and less. But hopefully you learned something today about this setup. And if you're thinking about making that transition, this video may have helped you make a decision whether you're going to or you're not going to. You didn't like the flight footage. It's totally up to you. But this is the way it'll fly out of the box once you do that upgrade. And I hope it helped the community. You can find the links down below for the 3-inch and the 3.5-inch down below. If I can find any of these in stock, I'll put a link down below for that one as well. But again, I appreciate you watching. And oh yeah, don't forget, grab some lens filters for your 04 because that'll help out with some of that jello. We'll try these coming up before I take this off here, and we'll see how these lens filters, if they help clean up any more of that vibration or jello you might have seen in the video. But again, I appreciate you guys for watching. Take care, and I will see you on the next one.